Hello again and welcome to D20 Board Game Cafe. My name's Andrew and today we're going to be opening the Throne of Eldraine pre-release pack for Magic the Gathering. Now this comes out today and we're going to be playing loads of this later this evening, but before that I'm going to crack my 6 packs a bit ahead of time and build myself my 40 card limited deck just so I'm a little bit ahead of the game and you're going to come along for the ride with me. So I'm going to get started right away. I've been really excited for this set. Been checking out the spoilers, looking forward to it a lot. We got the new, well, I don't know if she's new. We've got Planeswalker on the front, Kenrith, I think that's right. We'll pop her over there. And then, ooh, different style box from the last time. We've got our 6 packs inside here, and our Magic Arena code, little promo material there. Fun, so the promo I got, the stamped promo, is Lovestruck Beast. Hopefully you can see that on there, still in its packaging. And Lovestruck Beast is one of the new adventure cards. So if you don't know how an adventure works, it's got this text down here like a storybook on the left-hand side, and you can cast this as a sorcery or instant, depending on what it says, for the mana cost in the top right there. So you can cast it as Heart's Desire, and what Heart's Desire does is creates a 1/1 white human creature. Then you send this card into exile, and you can then cast it as its creature, so Lovestruck Beast, which costs 2 and a green, from exile to your board, which is a 5/5, which is exceptionally good value actually, 3 for a 5/5. It's got the ability, Lovestruck Beast can't attack unless you control a 1/1 creature, which is great because we got a 1/1 creature from Heart's Desire. So that looks like a good card. Maybe I can build that into the deck, hopefully. So let's get started. I'm going to get these out of the way and grab a pack here. Dun, 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 dun. I'm excited for this. So pack number 1. How I tend to open packs, so I start from the back with my token. Oh, didn't get a token, I got some kind of arena code, whatever. And then we'll go from the front, so got an artifact here, Prophet of the Peak. Oops. Interesting. She's 6 cost, 5/5, which lets you scry 2, not bad. Bloodhaze Wolverine, which has that draw second card mechanic on it. So a lot of cards in this set have when you draw your second card in a turn. So remember you draw 1 at the start of your turn. When you draw your second card, you get to do something. So Bloodhaze Wolverine, when you draw your second card, it gets a 1/1. Dwarven Mine, one of those common lands in that common land cycle. Comes in tapped unless you control 3 mountains. If it comes in untapped, you create a 1/1 dwarf, red dwarf token. Memory Theft, black sorcery, classic black theming. Choose non-land permanent and discards that card. Cool. So get through a few of these. Got Wishful Merfolk, seen a lot of play. Wicked Guardian, that's playing into the theme. So the theme of Throne of Eldraine, if you hadn't already garnered, is like fairy tales, Arthurian legend, Grimm, Hans Christian Andersen, that kind of thing, plus a bit of, I guess, just actual factual knight stuff. 7 Dwarves, a card a lot of people have been excited about. This one plays with the core mechanics of the game slightly, because it says on the bottom half of this card, a deck can have up to 7 cards in it named 7 Dwarves. So you can have a 7 card, 7 Dwarves deck, which is pretty fun. Flutter Fox, which has flying if you control an enchantment or an artifact. It's kind of cool. Outmuscle, again, another card that stirred up a lot of excitement. It's got a picture of a man suplexing a bear on it, which is pretty fun. And it does some kind of crazy ability as well. So 3 and a green sorcery, you get a 1/1 counter on a creature you control, and then it fights. Outmuscle as well has that new Adamant mechanic. So Adamant, if you didn't know, if you spend 3 green, which is the colour of the card, 3 of the mana of the colour of the card on the card, it usually has an additional or replacement effect. So this one says, if at least 3 green mana was spent to cast this spell, the creature you control gains indestructible to the end of turn. So the creature that got the 1/1 counter would also get indestructible. Pretty sick. We got blue enchantment, so tiny. Capture enchant creature, give it -6 to its attack. Enchant creature gets -2, -0. It gets -6, -0 instead, as long as your controller has 7 or more cards in their graveyard. So it's better in the late game. It's pretty good. Once in future, good graveyard retrieval, 4 cost, returning a target card from graveyard to hand, and then put another target card from the graveyard on top of your library, and then exile that card. Okay, so we're into our uncommons now, aren't we? So we've got Sir Conrad the Grim. So in this set, there's a lot of knights, especially in black, red, and white color. That's one of our black knights, a legendary creature. And I think this creature has the ability, it's like every time something dies or goes into the graveyard for some reason, Sir Conrad does 1 damage to each opponent. So you can do a lot of ping damage if you've got a lot of stuff dying a lot. Next uncommon, we got Wintermoor Commander. Another knight in black-white with Death Touch. Whenever the toughness of this creature is equal to the number of knights you control. Oh, okay, so its toughness is equal to the number of knights you control, and when it attacks, another target knight of yours gains indestructible until end of turn. Okay, so there's a lot of knight synergy in this. I'm really excited about this next card. I've been talking about this a lot. So this is a mythic rare. I'm very lucky to have Outlaw's Merriment. So Outlaw's Merriment is a great card. It feeds into another one of my loves, D&D. So it's an enchantment. So you put it out on your board and it does something every single turn. In this case, in your upkeep, the beginning of your upkeep, you roll a dice and randomly get one of these 3 options. So either you get a 3/1 human warrior with trample and haste, a 2/1 human cleric with lifelink and haste, or a 1/2 human rogue with haste. And when this creature enters the battlefield, deal 1 damage to any target. So I'd love to do a build around with that card. So I'm going to keep in mind what rares I have. So I have Outlaw's Merriment and Lovestruck Beast so far. And as far as my uncommons go, I've got a couple of knights. Quickly put these in a few piles. Double quick. There we go. It's got some black and red at the moment. Anyway, pack number 2. Let's go. See if I can get another card just as good as Outlaw's Merriment. Okie doke. So, working from, again, not a token. I want my tokens. Fantastic. Outlaw's Merriment. Go over here. Got Prized Griffin, which is 3/4 with flying. Festive Funeral, where you can give -X/-X for the number of cards in graveyard. That might be quite good in a black removal deck. Another of those adventure cards. So Merfolk Secret Keeper says target player puts the top 4 cards of their library onto their graveyard, and then you can cast it for 1 for a 0/4 Merfolk. So it's cheap, it's in blue, maybe be good in blue-black. Again, Prophet of the Peak again, we've got 2 of those now. I'm going to stick that straight in my enchantments pile. Barge In. So Barge In's got a lot, it's a common. A lot of people are talking about it. It costs 1 for a red and gives trample. And there isn't, as far as I'm aware, there isn't a card that does that for such a cheap cost. So +2/+2 until the end of turn. Each attacking non-human creature gains trample. So a lot of people have been talking about it. It's a good combat trick. I'm hoping to get some more of that human synergy to go with my Outlaw's Merriment. But we'll see, I guess. I've got a white artifact here, Shining Armor, which has flash. So I guess it's kind of like a combat trick as well. So when Shining Armor enters the battlefield, attach it to a knight you control, or you can equip it for 3. An equipped creature gets +0/+2 and has vigilance. Interesting. Fierce Witch Stalker, which I think is supposed to look like the big bad wolf from Three Pigs. Trample and create a food token. So food is the other new mechanic. So food tokens are these tokens that for 2 and tap and sack 2 get life, 3 life, but a lot of cards specify that you can sacrifice your food tokens for another reason. Lost Legion, I didn't talk about, run away together. So choose 2 target creatures controlled by different owners, and you exile them both, I think, or send them both to graveyard. Return those, return to hand. So you bounce back 2 creatures, assuming they were owned by different owners. Lost Legion, again, I got another Black Knight, which lets me scry 2. Interesting stuff. And then we're on to our uncommons for this pack. I've not seen this one. Oakhame Adversary. An Elf Warrior that costs 2 less if I control a green permanent and has Death Touch at 2/3. So reasonable value, 2/3 for a 4 with Death Touch. And when it deals combat damage, draw a card. Okay, that's got some good synergy with, what card did I say earlier? Bloodhaze Wolverine. So that might go in, that might work. Again, another knight, blue knight this time. Human knight. So not in those black, white, red cards I was talking about, but there are a few outlying knights. This one spells targeting this knight costs 2 more to cast, and you draw a card when it enters the battlefield. But probably the most interesting thing about the card is that its power is equal to the number of cards in hand. So a blue deck that has a lot of card advantage, that's going to be a very strong card. Got another multicolour card here, Shine Chaser, which is a fairy. People are very excited about the fairies in this set, with flying and vigilance, and gets +1/+1 as long as you control an artifact, and +1/+1 as long as you control an enchantment. I think there are quite a lot of enchantments and artifacts in this set. So if you're in blue-white, that might be a really good card for you. So that's the last uncommon. We have Fae of Wishes. So Fae of Wishes is a fairy wizard and an adventure. And you can cast the adventure to choose a non-creature card you own from outside the game, that wish effect, and reveal it and put it in your hand. So that will be from your sideboard, or depending on what kind of format you're playing. And then you can cast it for 1 and a blue for a flying 1/4 creature that has the activate ability 1 and a blue to discard 2 cards and return it to your hand. So you can then recast the adventure to get more creatures from outside the game. I have myself a basic island here, pop that in the box. And really cool, very excited about this, very lucky. It's my foil in the pack, which means I've got 2 rares in this pack, good pack, is a foil mythic questing beast. Whew, very excited for that. That is a great card. So let me walk you through this. It costs 2 and 2 green for a 4/4. So already vanilla value, amazing. It has vigilance, it has death touch, it has haste. Okay, and questing beast can't be blocked by creatures of power 2 or less. So it makes it really difficult to chump block. And combat damage that would be dealt by creatures you control can't be prevented. So it's immune and gives immunity to your creatures to fog effects. Finally, when Questing Beast deals damage to an opponent, it also deals that much damage to the planeswalkers they control. This card is something else. And to get foil mythic, my second pack of the whole set, wow, okay, I'm a lucky boy. So probably try and build that into the deck. Maybe it can go Lovestruck Beast. I'm very, very happy with that. Let's keep moving. Third pack. Pack number 3. Got, let's have a look at the token. So this is the adventure mechanic I was talking about. When a creature's on an adventure, we got one here, you can pop your creature on this card here to remind you it's in exile for that reason and it's on an adventure. Cool little token for that set. And on the back here, we've actually got a teaser for the next set, Theros Beyond Death, which I won't talk about too much, but January 2020, next set comes out. So pop a token over there. We'll fly through these a bit quickly. So got that common white land, non-basic land, that if it comes in untap, you get a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Opt, it's been reprinted. A bit of a magic staple. Opt's been reprinted in this set. You can have a look there. Forever Young. Put any number of target Put any number of target creature cards from your graveyard on top of your library and draw a card. For 2, that's pretty nice. Knight of the Keep, reasonable value white creature. Fell the Peasant deals 5 damage to creatures with flying. That feels like it could be a sideboard card, but it does create a food token when you do that. So you kind of turning your flying creatures into food. Charmed Sleep, enchant creatures to go to sleep. Seen that effect before. Doesn't untap during the untap step. We've got Foreboding Fruit here, which I've read a lot about already. So Foreboding Fruit has 2 of the new mechanics for Throne of Eldraine. Not only does it have Adamant, but it also creates a food token. And it creates a food token if you cast it with the Adamant cost. So if you cast it with 3 black, first of all, the target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. So you could use that to finish off your opponent if they're on 2, but more likely you're going to use it on yourself to draw 2 cards. And then Adamant, if you cast, if it was cast with 3 black, you also get a food token. Moving on, we've got Ogre Errant, which is an Ogre Knight. I don't know if we've seen one of those before. 3/4 for 4, and it has menace. It gives menace. Another target attacking knight. Okay, it gives another target attacking knight menace. We saw something similar to that already, didn't we? A knight that gives other knights stuff. I'm losing track. Another adventure card, Fairy Guide Mother. I almost said Godmother. So the adventure text says target creature gets +2/+1 and gains flying. And then it costs, the creature cost is 1, flying 1/1. Nothing wrong with that. Garen Briggs Squire is a human soldier, so maybe that could help if I got some human synergy. Not sure. When you cast a creature spell that has an adventure on it, adventure synergy as well, it gets +1/+1 till the end of turn. And then we're on to our uncommons for this pack. So Giant Opportunity, sacrifice 2 foods. If you do, create a 7/7 green giant creature token. Otherwise, create 3 food tokens. So yeah, I think that will see a lot of play. It's in food decks and life gain decks and stuff like that. Red Cap Melee. This is a 1-cost 4 damage to target creatures or planeswalkers, so not opponents. If a non-red permanent is dealt damage in this way, you sacrifice a land. So 1-cost 4 damage, but quite a major downside on that. Savvy Hunter, Human Warrior. We got, whenever Savvy Hunter attacks or blocks, create a food token. Wow, okay, yeah, that's food token generation. Sacrifice 2 foods to draw a card. Pretty good. So our rare for this pack, we have Ayara, First of Lochthwain. Hopefully I'm saying that right. A legendary creature, an elf noble, and whenever she or another black creature enters the battlefield under control, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So you got that repetitive life gain. And you can sack another black creature to draw a card. And I've got a basic mountain. 2 packs to go. I don't know if I'm excited about that. I don't usually play in a lot of black. And I feel like that's one for the mono black players. Kinda. So let's have a look at my token. I got a 2/2 bear token. Oh, lovely, lovely bear token. Look at that boy, cute. Jousting Dummy is a dummy, but he's also a knight, and you can give him +1/+0 to the end of turn for 3 mana. Thrill of Possibility is a 1 and a red instant, but you have to discard a card to draw 2 cards. Some good cycling in there, get that card advantage going. Roving Keep is an artifact wall, 5/7, and 7 to give it +2 and trample. But it costs 7, so might be your late game winner, or probably not. Wildwood Tracker is an elf warrior. If you control another non-human creature, it gets +1/+1 till the end of turn. Arvindale Paladin has an adamant. And so it's normally a 3 and a white for a 2/5, but if you pay its adamant cost, it's a 3/6. It's pretty nice. Sporecap Spider, 2 and a green, 1/5 with a reach. It's pretty good third turn maybe, or second turn if you can manage it. Hoping for, maybe we'll get it later. Vantress Paladin is a human knight with flying and adamant, so that's similar to Ardenvale Paladin. I guess there's like a paladin cycle going on, where if these paladins enter the battlefield with their adamant cost, they get a +1/+1 counter. Malevolent Noble got sacrifice 2 and sacrifice an artifact or another creature and put a 1/1 on Malevolent Noble. Raging Redcaps. So we had some reference to Redcaps before. So Redcaps, I think they're Goblin Knights. I don't know what I did with it, but it's a knight with double strike and 1/2 for 3. Outflank, a white instant, deals damage to target attacking or blocking creatures equal to the number of creatures you control. So if you've gone wide in white, it's good for you. And now we're on to our uncommons. So Cauldron Familiar, a lot of talk about Cauldron Familiar in modern decks and stuff like that. So when Cauldron Familiar enters the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. But you can sacrifice the food to bring Cauldron Familiar back from your graveyard to the battlefield. So, and it only costs 1 black. So if you find a way to repeat Cauldron Familiar, if you generate a lot of food or find a way to generate more food every turn, then you can do a lot of work with Cauldron Familiar. Next, we've got a legendary creature, Goblin Shaman, which I was hoping to get actually because it has that non-human synergy. So I could maybe use my beasts that I've got in a kind of green-red thing. We'll have to see. Enter the battlefield with an additional 1/1 counter on it. So yeah, I could enter Questing Beast as a 5/5. That is horrible. Our rare for this pack is Murderous Rider, another Black Knight, a zombie knight, which has an adventure on it. So for 3, 1 and 2 black, you can instantly destroy a target creature or permanent or planeswalker. You lose 2 life when you do that. And then you can pay its creature cost, 1 and 2 black, for a 2/3 with lifelink. And when it dies, it gets put on the bottom of its owner's library. And then we have our basic forests. Next, last pack. I don't know how I'm going to make a deck out of this. So many options. I think it's got Questing Beast in it. Maybe Outlaw's Merriment. But that's 3 colours. 3 colours wide already. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. So I've got another On an Adventure token. I'm a bit of a fan of tokens. I quite like collecting them, and I'm not impressed with my token selection. But got another one of those common lands, and that common land cycle. This one, if it enters untapped, you may put a target or instant or sorcery from your graveyard to your library, top of your library. Garen Brigg Carver. So the Garen Brigg, the green guys, he's got an adventure on it, and he can give something +2/+2, or he comes in as a 3/2. A little bit pricey, I would say, for 3 and a green, but he is a human, so human synergy. Eye Collector, 1 black, when he does combat damage, each player puts the top card of their deck into their library. I like it. It seems, again, I don't play a lot of black, so if you're in black, probably interests you more. Red Cap Raiders, so got those red caps again. The goblins dudes. Whenever Red Cap Raiders attacks, you may tap an untapped non-human creature you control. If you do, Red Cap Raiders gets +1/+1 and gains trample. Interesting. It is interesting. It's got a non-human caveat though. Don't know about that. Outlaw's Merriment might have to go. Have to choose between humans and non-humans. Silver Flame Ritual, a 3 and a white sorcery, where put 1/1 counter on each creature you control, or if you cast it for its adamant cost, you gain, creatures you control gain vigilance till end of turn. I like that. That'd be great in a white deck. Marley Frider. 1 and a green for a 3/1. Sacrifice it. Or sacrifice a food to make something block it. Okay, that's interesting. You can force a swap or even kill off something weaker than it, although weaker than a 3/1 would be a quest. Queen of Ice, noble, human, wizard. 3 types. Adventure card that says tap target creature on the adventure side and doesn't untap, and then whenever it deals combat damage, untap. Tap the creature and it doesn't untap. Okay, so we got can exhaust, tap our opponent's board right out. Reeve Soul, 1 and a black to destroy target creature with 3 power or less. Seen stuff like that before. A common in red, a red artifact, 1 and a red. For Crystal Slipper, again, playing really heavily into that fairy tale theme. So a crit creature gets +1/+0 and has haste. And it has an equip cost of 1. Nice. So glass slippers make you run faster. Makes sense. 1 white instant. Target blocking creature gets +7/7. Okay, nothing's going through that. That seems okay. Keep you alive for a bit longer. Joust. I think there's been a lot of talk. We're into our uncommons now. Joust. Choose target creature you control and target creature you don't control. The creature you control gets +2/+1 until end of turn. If it's a knight, only if it's a knight, the creature you control gets +2/+1 until end of turn if it's a knight. Then those creatures fight each other. Wow, so you give yourself the advantage there. So all that glitters is a white enchantment for 1 and a white. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact and/or enchantment you control. It's uncommon. And then our rare for the pack, Bone Crusher Giant. Another adventure card. So you can cast it at instant speed for 1 and a red, and damage can't be prevented this turn. Stomp deals 2 damage to any target. And when Bone Crusher Giant enters the battlefield for 2 and a red, as a 4/3. When Bone Crusher becomes the target of a spell, Bone Crusher Giant deals 2 damage to that spell's controller. And then I have myself a basic swamp, and my foil in the pack is Wicked Guardian. I think we've already seen the common version of it. 2 damage to target creature if you do draw a card. Was that it? Okay, well that wasn't the last one. Must have only done 5. Pack number 6. Right, here we go. Well, this must be the last pack now. Yeah, definitely last pack. Pack 6. Probably been counting the rares as I go, but clearly way too excited. Token and on an adventure. 3rd one. What do you know? Okay, so we'll take our Wicked Guardian off there, and we've got a Witch's Cottage. So this is, again, I've got 4 out of the 5 of that common land cycle, but this one you can put a creature from your graveyard on top of your library if it enters untapped. Beloved Princess is a 1/1 for 1 with a lifelink. It can't be blocked unless by powerful creatures. Curious Pair, an adventure, a 1 and a green for a 1/3, or create a food token for 1. Weapon Rack, artifact that lets you put 1/1 counters on creatures you control. Tempting Witch, creates a food token and sacks food tokens to deal damage to other players. Searing Barrage deals 5 damage, and then if you play it with its adamant cost, an additional damage to that creature's controller. Trapped in the Tower, 1 and a white. You enchant usually your opponent's creatures, although you can enchant any creature, and that creature can't attack or block unless it has flying. Garenbrig Paladin, another one in that Paladin cycle. So I've got 3 of the 5 Paladins, pretty nice. Tome Raider is a 2 and a blue with flying that lets you draw a card. So 1/1 with flying lets you draw a card when you enter the battlefield, when it enters the battlefield. Barrow Witches, human warlock, that returns knight cards from graveyard to hand. So yeah, that knight synergy. Then we're on to our uncommons. So 3 and a black enchantment. Whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, that creature's controller gains 1 life, loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life. Fairy Vandal, 1 and a blue for a flying creature that can be flashed in. And whenever you draw your second card in a turn, give Fairy Vandal +1/+1. Is that till end of turn? No, it's a counter. That's pretty good. Steel Claw Lance is an artifact equipment in black and red, and you can equip it for 3 or equip it to a knight for 1, and it gives that creature +2/+2, which is very good seeing as my rare card is Stormfist Crusader, a black-red knight with Menace, and at the beginning of your upkeep, each player draws a card and loses 1 life. Okay, so, and a forest. Okay, so let's jump straight into deck building here. I've been trying to keep a little bit of order into what I'm doing. I've got my multicolours up here. I've got some build arounds over here. I think I might build around Questing Beast is quite a good build around. Outlaw's Merriment, but quite different. Let's see which colour I'm in the most. So just need to sort a few more out. I think I got quite a lot of black, which I have mentioned isn't my favourite colour, but we might have to step out of our comfort zone a little bit. I also got quite a lot of red, I want to say. I should probably count them. In terms of I got the 4 of the 5 lands from the common land cycle, so that isn't going to be a deciding factor, I don't think. Let's have a look at my rares. So I've got Lovestruck Beast, Questing Beast, Outlaw's Merriment, and then I got Bone Crusher Giant in red. I don't get any. Don't think I got any rare sorceries or instants or anything. And I got 2 black rares, right? And I got that foil black as well somewhere. That wasn't a rare. Anyway, I got. Move these for a second. Aya, First of Lochwain, and Murderous Rider. So that's a knight. So I might think about doing something with knights. Which is interesting. So that's 1, 2. I think I got 7 rares, right? Because I got a pack with a foil rare in it. I got Fae of Wishes. I'm thinking Fae of Wishes is not so great for limited. Because that wish effect isn't going to bring in something that great, to be honest. I don't think I got any white rares, which probably means white's out. In fact, I'm going to have a quick look at white, and then white might be out. Let's have a look. So there is a couple of knights in white. But other than that, Trapped in the Tower seems okay. Silverflame Ritual is a bit expensive. Yeah, white might be out. I've got the Shining Armor, a couple of knights, so I keep those face out for now. Green, I'm thinking, is definite. So let's have a look through green. I've got Human, Peasant, Giant Knight, Elf. Kind of sorting these a little bit by type, although I might have too many types for that. Humans, creature, non-humans, humans, knights. I've got 2 knights, 3 humans, a couple of elves, a couple of beasts. Not ideal, is it? Not brilliant. So maybe I go have a look at black, red knights, because that seems to be really strong, because I've got Stormfist Crusader, Steel Claw Lance. And then I want to get Questing Beast in there somehow. Maybe? Let's have a look. So if I were to do black, red knights, let's put red on this side. I've got Ogre Knight, the Raging Redcap in red. It's a bit disappointing, isn't it? And Joust is a really applicable sorcery in that case. And then in black, it's a lot stronger. So maybe I'll just have a sort of bit more of a black bent. Got Murderous Rider. Got Arya, First of Lockquain, which I realise isn't a knight, but very strong nonetheless. Tempting Witch. I'm thinking Tempting Witch and Cauldron Familiar. It's a really good synergy there. So Tempting Witch enters the battlefield, it creates a food token. And when Cauldron Familiar enters the battlefield, it life drains for one. And I can sacrifice a food to bring Cauldron Familiar back. So if there was a way to sacrifice one of my own permanents, I could keep this synergy going. There we go, Arya, First of Lockquain. That is, I'm going to keep those three in there. Maybe I'll have to play black. There's a little synergy going on there with those three cards. That should be really good. Barrow Witches returns knights from a graveyard to hand. Perfect. Wicked Guardian. That deals damage to my own creatures, so that can work with Cauldron Familiar. Not sure about Eye Collector. So Conrad the Grim, an uncommon knight, he's going in. Spirit Knight, yep, that can go in. And then I've got another Wicked Guardian, so I could do two of those if I wanted to. Probably won't, to be honest. Malevolent Noble. So I've got a lot here to make a deck out of. I'll probably make some more decisions later, but there's probably maybe enough to give you a taste of what I might do. And you'll have to come to pre-release later to see exactly what I decide on. But hopefully they gave you a taste of what's in these packs and what kind of thing you can be looking forward to and expecting. I hope to see you another time, and I hope you enjoyed this sneak peek of the Throne of Eldraine pre-release packs. Thanks for watching.